Hello students, welcome to the part 2. Okay, so we are going to continue our next part, that is the androecium. In the previous slide we have completed this corolla part, which is called as the petals, which are brightly colored. In today's lecture we are going to discuss about the androecium and gynoecium. So before starting of the androecium, let's understand the meaning of this word androecium. See, the word andro means man and ecium means house. Okay, the word androecium means man's house. So androecium is also called as the stamens. Okay, we have already discussed this in the part 1. Now let's discuss the structure of the androecium, like how the androecium looks like. How the androeciums look like. See, if you are going to see this part, this stick kind of a part, it is called as the filament. Okay, and if you are going to see the above part, which is called as the anthers. Okay, see, understand this part. These are the two important parts of the androecium, that is the filament. Above the filament, it is the bilobe anther on it. Okay, what is the function of this anther? See, if you are going to see the anther part, so it is symmetrical in nature. What bilaterally symmetrical in nature? What do you mean by bilateral? See, assume I can cut this anther into two equal parts like this. Okay, so we will be getting a two equal parts. Okay, two equal half. If you are going to take an apple and you are going to cut it from between, so we are going to get the two equal half. As the same the condition. Okay, if I am going to cut this anther, so we are going to get the two equal half. Okay, if you slice the top part of the if you are going to cut this part and if you are going to slice this anther, so we are going to get this pollen chambers. Okay, this mid part is called lobe. Okay, this mid part is called lobe. Each lobe, so it means they have two lobes. Okay, this is one lobe and this is the second lobe. This is the one lobe and this is the second lobe. Each lobe has the two pollen sac. Okay, each lobe has a two pollen sac. If you are going to count, see, this is one, this is the first lobe, they have the two pollen sac. In the second, they have the two. So in and all, each and every androecium has the four pollen sac. Okay, so what does this means? This pollen sac, what does this pollen sac contains? The pollen sac contains the pollen grain inside this part. Okay, what is the function of this pollens? Okay, see, when these pollens get matured, when these pollens get fully matured, they rupture from this pollen sac. Okay, and when they rupture from this pollen sac, they goes into the other female flower, which we have studied about the pollination in your 8th standard. Right now I'm not going to discuss the pollination in detail because we are going to cover this pollination as a different chapter. As of now, you just understand that they contain this pollens. Okay, one general knowledge fact. Why some people feel allergic to smell the flower? The reason behind that, because whenever they smell the flower, okay, especially the male ones, the pollen grains which are present in this pollen sac enter into their nostrils and cause the disturbance inside the nose, and because of it they sneeze. Okay, so this pollen sac contain pollen grains which are powdery. Okay, and they are quite spiny as well because they sticks on the body of the insect. Now this is the cohesion of a stems. Chalo, what do you mean by cohesion? Cohesion means sticking together. Okay, sticking together. Suppose let's take the different condition of this stamens. Okay, how the stamens can look like. Let's understand. See, there are different words out here. Okay, if you are going to see monoidelphys, diadelphys, polyidelphys, let's understand one by one by taking a simple example. So let's take a first example. Suppose, let's consider, if suppose a king has a one queen, and that one queen has three sons from it. Okay, so what would be that son called as? The sons will be called as the real brothers. Okay, why they will be called as a real brother? Because all the three sons have came from the same mother. So same like that, monoidelphys means the same only. See, if you are going to see, there is single filament out here. Okay, I am going to mark this part. This is a single filament, and if you are going to see the anthers, they are many in number. So, but this anthers came from the single filament, so that is why it is called the monoidelphys. What do you mean by word monoidelphys? The word mono, you have already studied this in chemistry. The word mono means single, okay, or one you can call. What does adelphous means? Adelphous means group of brothers. Right now I am just going to write brothers. Okay, group of brother. Now, why one? Because see, there is only single filament. Let's consider the second case. Suppose, let's assume in the olden days a king used to have many queens. Let's take an example to understand. If suppose a king has a two queen, okay, and each of the queen has two sons, so in and all these two queen will have four sons in all. Okay, now does this four of them will be called as a real brother or the step brothers? Definitely, if the queens are different, so they will be called as the step brothers, not the real brothers. If you are going to see, this is one filament and this is the other filament. So let's assume that these are the two queens, and this queen has one son, okay, and this queen has many sons. So definitely there is a difference between this. They are the brothers, okay, they both of them are brothers, but they will be considered as the step brothers. They would be considered as the step brother. So that is why they have given the name, that is the diadelphys. What does di means? Di means two. Okay, what does adelphys means? Right now I have written for you. That means it is a group of brothers. Okay, now let's move to the third case of it. As I already said, in the olden days one king has a lot of queens. So you can take this part of an example. If suppose a king has a many queen, and each queen has two sons, what that brothers will be called? Even they will be called as the step brothers, because they are not from the same mother, they are from the different mother. So same like that, there, if you are going to see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many. There are more than 3 queens, and each queen has many sons. Okay, we can see out here, see this part, these are all anther part. Okay, what does this indicates? This indicates that they are the step brothers, okay, and many queens are involved in it. So that is why they are called as the polyadelphous. Why polyadelphous? Because this is a mathematical term also, polynomials. Polynomials means more than 3. Okay, so this was all about the different kind of stamens. Let's take some of the examples of this part where we are going to see this monoidelphys. We are going to see this monoidelphous condition in China rose plant. Okay, we are going to see this diadelphys in pea plant. This diadelphous condition in pea plant. And next, this polyadelphous condition would be same in Bombax. So these are the different examples of it. Okay. Now this was all about the male part of the flower, that is the androecium, and we can call it as a stamens also. Now gynoecium and carpels. A single unit would be called as the carpel, and a group, okay, a multiple group of carpels will be called as the gynoecium. What do you mean by gynoecium? Let's understand first with the words. The word gyne, this gyne means female, and ecium means house. Okay, same the names like the androecium also. The word andro means man, word ecium means house. Same like that, the word gyno means female, ecium means house. Let's understand the structure of this carpel. Okay, this female part, let's understand. What does a female structure would be consist of? Okay, it would be consist of stigma. Okay, it would be consist of style, it would consist of ovary and ovules. These are the four essential parts of the gynoecium. Let's discuss them in detail one by one. Okay, how a stigma looks like. So stigma looks like a terminal knob like part. What do you mean by knob? Okay, you have seen this knob condition at your house also. Whenever you want to pull the door, so you pull the door with the help of the knob. So again, this is like this. Okay, this seems like this. Okay, there are many lobes inside this part. Okay, this stigma serves as the landing place for the pollen during the pollination. Okay, stigma is the place where the pollens are going to enter. Okay, see this dots, these pollens are going to land. Why they are going to land? For pollination part. Now we will move to the next part, that is style. This is style. Let's understand this style. What is this style? It's a stalk. Okay, stalk which connects the stigma and the ovary. So style is kind which holds the stigma also and which holds the ovary also. Okay, now this ovary, what is this ovary? If you are going to see the shape of this ovary, this part, see this part, it is a swollen basal portion composed of one or many carpels. Okay, there can be one ovary or there can be many. It will depend upon the carpels. If there are many carpels, many ovaries. One carpels, one ovary. So this is the swollen part. Swollen means the swelled part. Okay, this swollen ovary consists of many round body kind structure which is called as the ovules. Okay, round body structure which are called ovules. What is this function of ovules and what is the function of this ovary? Whenever a ovary matures, so it gets converted into fruit. Okay, so whenever we eat any of the fruits, so we see that there are some seeds inside that fruit. So how these seeds came? Due to this ovules. Okay, when ovules get mature, they ripen into seed. When ovary gets mature, they ripen into fruit. So automatically inside the fruit you are always going to see these seeds. Okay, because this ovary holds this ovules inside this part. Okay, Ovary holds this ovules inside them. Ovary will convert into fruit, but ovules will be converted into seeds. Now, we will talk about the sexuality in flower. Okay, sexuality in flower. See, sexuality in plants. There are two different plants. One is called monoecious. The second one is called dioecious. Let's take an example to understand in more clear way. See, the word, first we will clear these words. The word mono, you are already aware of this word. This means one. Okay, and the word ecium or ecious is one and the same. It means house only. Okay, what do you mean by a monoecious plant? The monoecious plant means both male and the female flower grows on the same plant. It means, see, male and female both would be there inside these plants. Okay, so if you want to take an example, so it is maize and pumpkin. Okay, then what do you mean by dioecious? The word di means two and ecious means the house. Okay, example you can take as palm, papaya. Okay, now I'm going to explain you. This dioecious means, see, here the male and female are born on different plants. They are born on the different plants. Here they are born on the same plants. Means the male and female are on the same plant, so it would be called as the monoecious. Means mono means single. Okay, in a single plant only there are both sexes, that is male and female. And dioecious means different plants will have different gender. One would be male or other would be female. Okay, let's understand this diagram in a more simple way. See, first I am going to read the words for you, and then I am going to make you explain here what does each word means. See, this is a bisexual, this is monoecious and dioecious. We have already covered this bisexual plant before. What we can call bisexual also? We can call this bisexual as hermaphrodite. Okay, we have covered this word in the start, hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means both the sexes will be there. Okay, see, if you are going to see perfectly and clearly, so you will see like this, there is one circle and inside this circle there is a kind of an arrow. Okay, you can see out here this blue color part, and if you are going to see this red color, so this red color will seem like this. Okay, straight like this. What is the meaning of this symbol? The meaning of this symbol means men. Okay, what is the meaning of this symbol? Meaning of this symbol is female. So first we will understand that these are the symbolic form. Okay, this blue color indicates for men and this pink or reddish colors indicate for female. Okay, now we are going to look towards the diagram. See, this is a bisexual plants. If you are going to see this has one stem, and in that one stem we can see here both male and female are on the same plant. Again, male and female are on the same plant. But when we come to the monoecious condition, see, this is a stem. It has been divided into two parts. One would consist of a female, and the other would be consist of a male. Okay, see, now we are going to consider the third part, that is the dioecious plant. Dioecious plant. See, this is a stem, divides into two branching outs. Okay, this is male and this is also male, so that is why it is called dioecious. What do you mean by dioecious? Different sections on different plants. See, again, if you are going to take this part, see, there is one stem, two parts have been erased. See, if you are going to see this, this is a style and anther. Okay, this is a style and anther, okay, on the top, and both of them are male. If you are going to see this structure out here, they are the carpels. Okay, both are female. So dioecious means, see, if you can bifurcate this part, there is a difference between a bisexual and monoecious. Bisexual means same plant will have both male and female. Okay, again, monoecious means the same plant, okay, but they will have a two different branching out like this. So that is why they have given the different name for mono. Why they have been given a monoecious? Because only a single house. Okay, see, this is a male, but this is not a male, this is a female. So that is why they have given a different name, monoecious. And bisexual means both the sexes will be available on the same plant. Inflorescence. What do you mean by inflorescence? Inflorescence is the mode of arrangements of flowers on the axis of the plant. Let's understand. Mode of arrangement. Arrangement of whose? Flowers on the axis of the plant. See, there are different flowers we have studied in the chapters. So the different flowers will have a different arrangements on the plants. Let's understand them in detail. See, suppose we are going to take a plant. Okay, this is A and suppose this is P. Let's understand the different arrangement of the flowers on it. See, singly, either at the apex of the main stem or at the terminal apex of the lateral branches. Let's understand one by one. Suppose this is A. So first I am going to discuss this A part. They have written singly either at the apex of the main stem. Which is the main stem? This is a main stem. Okay, this main stem might have one flower at the top. What do you mean by apex? Apex means the top. Okay, or at the terminal apex of the lateral branches. The word lateral means side. Okay, side. So we can see from a stem, this part is coming out. What this part is called as? They are called as the branches. Okay, and where the flowers are located? On the topmost tip. Okay, we can call this a tip also. What do you mean by tip? Tip means at the top only, and apex means also at the top. Okay, it can be centrally located also here somewhat, or it can be located at the sideways also. Now see this part, B1. In the exile of the leaves. What do you mean by exiles of the leaves? See, suppose this is a main stem. Okay, there are some leaves you can see out here. Okay, see these leaves, and between this stem and these leaves, okay, like this, there is one flower that arises from the same point, like from here. This is called the exile. The angle which is made by this stem and this leaf is called the exile region. What I said, this stem and leaf would make an angle, okay, and between this angle there would be arrangement of one flower. So this means the axil of the leaves. Placenta. What do you mean by placenta? So before see, first I'm going to read what is placenta. Placenta means the tissue. It's a tissue, okay, that attach the ovules to the wall of ovary. Let's understand this part. See, this swollen part is called ovary, okay. Inside these ovaries there are ovules, but if you are going to look, these ovules are attached to something, right? Like this, they are attached to something. This attachments of ovules with something is called placenta. Basically this means placenta. Placenta means which holds the or which attach the ovules to the wall of the ovary, okay. Inside this ovary wall there is been the attachment of these ovules. Now we are going to discuss about the placentation. What do you mean by placentations? What was inflorescence? Inflorescence means the arrangement of flowers, okay. Same like that, placentation means the arrangement of ovules. The arrangement of ovules, okay. Inflorescence means the attachments of the flower, but placentation means the arrangement of the ovules, okay. See, we are going to discuss about the different types, okay, how they have been arranged, okay. As this picture is not there in your syllabus part, but for more explanation, for more knowledge, I am going to explain this part, okay. I am going to take 2 or 3 examples only. See, this is a P part, okay. Inside this P part, if you are going to see, don't look to the names: marginal, parietal, axial, free, central, basal, superficial. Don't look to the names. These are the types of the placentation, okay. See, this P has some seeds inside this, okay. Sorry, this is seeds only basically, but we are going to call them as the ovules. See how they are arranged. They are arranged to one of the side, okay. They are arranged to one side only, okay. They are not on the other side, so that is why they are called as the marginal, okay. If I am going to zoom this photo, so it would appear like this, okay. Only one side is one side of the ovules is stick. Now we are going to take the example of this part, okay. Superficial, okay. Don't understand it by names. This part we can see inside the citric fruits. What do you mean by citric fruits? Lemon, oranges, okay. These are the citric fruits. So if you are going to take and if you are going to cut any of the citric fruits like lemon also from between, so how you are going to see? This is a part of a lemon, okay. All the seeds would be appear in the center only, okay. Somewhat here they would stick to this. So this is a proper and a perfect structure for the citric fruits, okay. There are many different kind of other arrangements, okay. Inside the custard apple we can see like this structure, okay. Inside the custard apples, if you are going to see now, so you will be assuming like this structures. So there are the different modes of arrangements of ovules. So this term is called as the placentation. So this was the end of the chapter. Okay, if you have a doubt, you can call me or WhatsApp me.